Hey, welcome back to Roadtrip Nation's channel. I'm Molly and I work in education here at Roadtrip Nation. So today I'm stoked to talk to you about an amazing job, teaching. We're going to explore what it's like to be an elementary school teacher and talk through helpful info like salary and future job growth. Plus, we'll get into work-life balance as a teacher and show you how you can shape the future of teaching. This video is part of a series that explores all kinds of different jobs connected to your interests. So make sure to like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this one. If you enjoy working with others and helping people learn, we're guessing you've probably considered becoming a teacher. Being an elementary school teacher is one of the best possible jobs for people who love helping others and who want to work directly with kids. But there's definitely no one way to teach. And we've especially seen that over the past year as teachers have had to pivot to online learning, get super creative, and wear all new hats. In talking to teachers from all over the US, we realized that each teacher has to find their own unique style of teaching. And that's what's key to staying engaged and staying committed to the work through the ups and downs. Let's hear how some elementary school teachers describe their own style of teaching and hear why they love the job.
Good morning, Isaac. Good morning, Karina. If your cameras are off, go ahead and turn them on this morning so that I can see your lovely faces. Oh, Ruby, I'm so glad I can see your face, girl. You just don't know how much that makes me smile. Well, I can't see your face. I am a 5th grade teacher, and I currently teach all subjects. I'm the high energy teacher, and I'm the teacher that wants to do things differently.
I currently teach 4th grade math, science, and social studies. And in addition to teaching full-time in the classroom, I do run a YouTube channel called Pocketful Primary, where I help to empower teachers and inspire them and motivate them.
I think that, you always have a plan for what your day is going to be like, and it doesn't always go that way. Whether it's the lesson doesn't work right, or, there's different emotions that you might experience with kiddos that you weren't prepared for. The plus side of that is that I will do anything I need to do in order to make sure that my students have what they need.
To be able to help a kid or to be able to help someone that's in need, that reward is just, I wake up and I'm happy every morning. I should be tired, but I'm not, especially kids who come from the inner city, especially kids who come from traumatic situations. And you teach them about themselves. You be an individual. That's what I want them to walk away with.
For elementary school teachers, the average salary is $60,940 a year. There's a huge range in wages, and that's because the perks and benefits of teaching can vary so greatly from state to state and county to county, and between public, private, and charter schools. So if you're considering becoming a teacher, make sure to start factoring in the locations and teaching environments that will best suit the lifestyle you imagine. In terms of future opportunities, projected job growth for elementary school teachers is about average for the national pace of growth. However, the job is still considered a bright outlook job by the Department of Labor because it's projected to have a large number of job openings in the near future. Which brings us to work-life balance. Dun, 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 dun. So behind that large number of job openings for elementary school teachers is a huge problem facing teachers right now: burnout. A lot of people mistakenly think that being a teacher is a cushy job, where you get to hang out with the kids all day and take summers off. This past year revealed that's obviously not true. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you really don't get summers off. You usually spend them lesson planning or working on professional development. But don't let any of that scare you, because the opportunities to teach and make a difference are high right now. And according to the teachers we talked to, the best and simplest way to combat burnout is just by staying true to your own interests and finding the right work-life balance, however you see fit.
Be selfish to yourself, but not to other people. At 7:59, I am not a teacher. At 3:31, I am not a teacher. No other profession works while they're home like that, like us, like how we do. You know what I mean? So you have to shut it off. You can't take it home. You can't take your job home. You just can't, because you will overwhelm yourself, and to the point where you're constantly thinking about work. I got about 20 different video game consoles. I have virtual reality machines. This is what I do to make myself feel good, okay? So if I come home every day and I'm stressed out and I'm angry, when I go back to school, I'm gonna be stressed out and angry. So let me go home and play video games for about 2 or 3 hours. That's why I can come in every day like, let's go! You know what I mean? I'm ready! I'm pumped!
If you're continually working, and you're running out of gas, at some point you have to stop and refill the tank. You have to take those actions and take time for yourself and pour yourself into those other things you're passionate about before you get to that point. You have to remember this is a necessity, it's not just an option.
With more elementary school teaching jobs opening up, there's a huge opportunity to shift the future in the face of teaching. Right now, most elementary school teachers are white women, in numbers that are largely disproportionate to the communities they teach. So we need more diverse voices to consider careers in teaching right now, because that's the only way to make the classroom the best environment it can be for everyone.
Teachers are all across the spectrum on their awareness and willingness to address issues of race and class in their classrooms and in their school communities and in their school culture. And so you do have teachers who come into schools like Elmhurst, where there's predominantly students of color, and I'm coming to save the students. And that's just completely wrong perspective to come into this work. We don't need anyone to save us. Like, we just need the playing field to be leveled.
We need to make sure that all teachers, black, white, brown, everybody's trained on how to create better outcomes and better treatment of students of color.
For teachers who can connect to underrepresented students on that next level, the rewards aren't just passed down to your students. That connection will also make your work feel extra rewarding too. Once you have a foundation as an elementary school teacher, if you want to try something new, there are tons of paths you can take into different careers within education. You can go the administrative route and work your way up to becoming a principal or the leader of a school. This route takes more education, usually a master's degree or higher, but you'll also get the chance to impact even more students. And if your passion is really next level, you might even consider forming your own nonprofit school, like super teacher Ron Clark.
I'm Ron Clark. I'm a teacher and an author, and I run the Ron Clark Academy in Atlanta, Georgia. Our school is about passion, energy, and doing all we can to help every one of our students to be successful. I never thought I would be in this profession. I was working in a Dunkin' Donuts drive-thru, and a teacher at a local school passed away, a 5th grade teacher. And my mom twisted my arm and talked me into going to talk to the principal. So she walks me down the hall, and the kids are going crazy, and they're throwing paper. And this little boy looked up and said, "Is you gonna be our new teacher?" And I was like, "I guess so." And I started teaching, and I started rapping my lessons, jumping on the desk, everything I could to put fire and energy into the classroom. And I realized by the end of the year, those kids were completely different than the kids I started with. They were happy, they were excited about learning, they were holding their shoulders back. Eventually, I was named as the American Teacher of the Year. I got to be on the Oprah Winfrey Show, and Oprah said, "I want you to write a book." So I wrote a book called The Essential 55. I run a nonprofit organization, so I didn't make money from the book. It all went into a foundation, and we used that to buy an old factory in downtown Atlanta. And so that's kind of how we built the school. We show people this is what a classroom can be set up like. This is what teaching can look like.
No matter which route you take in teaching, you're going to have the very special privilege and opportunity to impact the lives of kids. So don't get scared off by stories of low pay or burnout. At the end of the day, even with its ups and downs, there's no doubt that being an elementary school teacher is still one of the most rewarding professions you can have.
I think teaching is like planting a garden, so we're the ones digging into the dirt and putting the seed in there and covering it up and watering it and making sure it's getting sunlight. And we don't always get to see that flower actually bloom, but that's that impact. But just because you're not seeing it bloom doesn't mean you're not putting in the work necessary in order to get it to that point.
What kinds of jobs are you considering for your future? Tell us in the comments down below. We'll be exploring all kinds of career paths in future videos, and we want to hear which jobs sound the most interesting to you.